Aries, to another timeless reading of yours. This is a love variant reading. Please bear in mind that if you're here for Aries being in your Sun, rising, and or Jupiter position, this reading might provide universal justice. However, if you are here for Aries being in your Moon, Mercury, and or Venus position, you might be in search of emotional redemption. For that, content can be found in my sister channel. Link is found in the description box below, and see whether or not the information over there can be of assistance for you. Please know a few things: that I am Master 7th, I read these energies. I'm a master healer. Should you desire a tarot reading of any kind or a remote healing session anywhere in this earthly realm, feel free to, again, check out the description box below in how to book with me. Alrighty, Aries. Let's get some, right away, get some opening messages here. I'm hearing that Ethan doesn't want to play with your energy anymore. Interesting. Okay, let's get down to business. Tell you truth versus lies, honesty versus devotion, loyalty versus respect. I'm hearing to wait out for three before we get into the ray. I'm having these readings read. Alright, we have Knight of Wells, the Knight of Cups energy. As a thing of art, nothing could be more admirable than the painting itself, but it could have been neither the execution of the work nor the immortal beauty of the countenance, which had so suddenly and so vehemently moved me. The Star. When the light was extinguished, she covered me warm, and she prayed to the angels to keep me from harm, to the queens of the angels to shield me from harm. And then we have the moon. For the moon never beams without bringing me dreams. Proof in the pudding here that you're never in the dark. You're never alone. Alright, those are like opening messages. See what's in the death position for Aries. Death position, Page of Wands. Ugh, interesting. I don't even know where to begin with this one. And that's the message. By the way, they don't know what to do with you. Sorry, I'm going to be chewing. They don't know what you want. Talk a lot, do a little, do nothing. Do a lot, say nothing. Expect a lot, but don't compromise. Expect maturity, but don't bestow thyself with disciplining thy own self's maturity. It's like judgment energy coming through here, where they're asking you to like pay attention to the former parts of the ways that you don't like when there is no form and function in your world. That you can take a moment and step back from the situation and kind of like assess at least where you do have your hands bound on. Whether that was a verbal agreement, a sacred union, where have you put your word, where your spirit and your word are misaligned. Let's see what's happening. Because I want it to be a quick reading. But there we go. Alright, what's happening? One card. See what's happening for Aries. What's happening for Aries? Gonna say something with emotions. I ain't all that positive. Alright, Page of Cups. What's more attractive is the fish. I'm hearing also the diet. Maybe you're eating, like, if you're a pescatarian, pay attention to the fish that you're eating. Where you're getting your fish from. What kind of fish? What kind of diet does the fish consume? Because that's what you're also consuming. If you eat shit, you're gonna feel shit. Because you are what you consume, you are what you eat, you are what you look at, you are what you infer, you are what you think, you are what you think about, think of. It doesn't make you in the way that it defines who you are, but it does vibrate through you with a resonancy that you vibrate with it, that you recognize something of that within yourself. And when that happens, we can give ourselves the opportunity to take those lessons and morph with accepting that we can create our own inner identity, our own truths, our own voice box. Yet there's many of you who tie yourselves into verbal agreements that are verbal agreements that have penalties for breaking that verbal agreement. Seeing also that you're emotionally available when actually your emotions are distracted by something or someone else. So you're not actually emotionally available. Having a hard time putting yourself in other people's shoes, having mercy for that, forgiving others for the mistakes that they do. But oftentimes is overshadowed by the fact that your ego doesn't allow them to speak because you're throwing so much fire to the water energy, and then the water just becomes steam. They don't know how to take their love language and console you through their reasonings as to why they chose what they chose and why they behave the way they do. And this goes to any type of relationship that you see yourself having. Any type of relationship. Literally. If you need me to define them, it could be from you're the parent and you have children and you are over-disciplining them, not emotionally available for what they need to maybe express for just themselves, and being able to put yourself in their position in order to give them the time and patience and audience to do just that, to emote without penalty. Whether it's you being the child and you feeling that your anger is constantly being critiqued with this over sensation of emotional catering, that you don't know your emotions when you do. You just are emoting differently. This could be a dynamic between a partner, a lover, strangers, neighbors, self, sisters, brothers, however the story may seem fitting. Alrighty, let's see what happened. Three of Pentacles, interesting. Three of Wands. I mean, life happened for majority of you. Life happened. And learning how to live the consequences of those life decisions. It's oversimplified because it doesn't know what the issue is, besides the issue that you have internally. And maybe this reading kind of glimpses over that. But whatever you're asking for this little glimpse to come and fix, that may not be able to be found because this is not a personal reading. So you're kind of relying on this Three of Wands intuitive energy to go in with a subtlety and leave with it, and leaves that energy with something. And what you realize, you're actually leaving with the same thing that you actually entered. And that's kind of taking ownership with knowing that when you listen out to readings or listening out to people that have traveled and have had marriages and had relationship or just life experiences, that they share a version of their life with you. Should you be emotionally and attentive to listen to all that, it can paint a level of artistry of how you have a conversation with yourself internally based on the way that other people have traveled. And listening out to other wisdom is kind of feeding the anticipatory energy of, well, what else does life have in store for me? What else can I look forward to if it's not going to be this person, if it can't be with this person, if it can't be with what I want right now, because what I want right now is telling me that they don't know if I'm wanted in that same eye to eye, but what is left out for me. So there's a bit of not wanting to go into denial phase, at the same time not realizing that all this journey so far has been a bit on the denial route anyway. That what's happening right now is just a glimpse of an opportunity to get you out of a cycle that never really was to your benefit. And you may feel that in the gut and glory behind all the anger, without all the passion, that knot in your stomach that doesn't make you feel really good. And that's where that fish lies, that's like flopping back and forth, can't accept that it's being digested. It's cliche to say that what is to come is better. What's realistic is to say that what is to come is a far better opportunity. Because that opportunity can be like traveling. You don't really know what to expect. You can go into it with an itinerary, but if you have an itinerary and a vacation, the people on vacation are going to be like, why do you have an itinerary on vacation? Right? But then you want to have the ability to see as much as you can, because you don't really know when you're going to travel back at that time and space. Like, when is the next time, because you don't live there, you're not a local. How are you going to get to that time and space again? So you want to take up everything that you can. I don't know how I got to this point, but whatever. I'm chewing again. Alright, let's see where to look. Wayne's Brothers. Now I'm hearing a song. I wanna go back in time with you. Dun, 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 dun. Alright, let's see where to look. Oof, I don't like that. Someone is regretting. Like, it's not that they're regretting a child, they're regretting having a child with a certain person. And it's because it's easier for their ego to be upset at the person than be upset at themselves for allowing it to happen. Which is very pagey energy. It's very lower thinking here to how you can bring maturity to all the decisions you've made, that there are no regrets in life, and that there are no things as mistakes, just lessons. And to hold anyone accountable for leaving your life because it just doesn't work anymore isn't the name of the game, although the whole of society and maybe 90% of your living sector or community focuses on drama and who cheats on who and who is the community dick and the community pussy and like all the fucking lower dimensional ways of being. And then you have the ones that are a little bit more in the back, meaning like the bourgeoisies who just pay for everything and get away with everything for just signing non-closure disagreement, like non-disclosure agreements, NDAs, okay, to be able to get away with staying in a secrecy. But all that's page of wands energy. That's lower. That's not taking yourself into the knowing that you can go after what it is that you want with purity in mind, no matter how desiring or luscious you want something. You don't have to pull people down. Knight of Wands, Knight's energy kind of teach you that. And then there's King energy to know that you're just like doubling up in a maturity and kind of either using your advantage of the ego with the ego, or 180, like quote unquote negative would be shaping the ego to have everyone or everything else be manipulated in your reality to fit your needs. There are different ways that people can self-identify themselves to get things from the society, whether it aligns with the true nature of themselves or not, is where some people then reach a path of themselves coming across tarot and are like, wait, how did I land here? Or how did they get rid of the 6-figure like salary all of a sudden like that? Like, what happened? Life is weird and miraculous in that way. Anyway, but going on a tangent here. I digress. Yet the energy is anticipatory of something. So whatever is to come is going to bring that final stage of, all right, it's time, Page of Cups and Page of Wands, to become a king kind of energy. All right? So it's not bad. Don't feel great, though. You see that? Now let's see where to look. The Fool. I mean, yeah, thank you. Your energy, Aries, taking a leap of faith. No matter what the ignorance upholds, ignorance can be bliss as much as it can bring you to a downfall of demise somehow. You never really know, but that's part of the adventure. That's part of the new beginning. That's part of the unconditional love the ego loves to have with themselves, herself, itself, so that it can just be however it wants to be, and that is a very unconditional way of being with yourself at the cost of nobody else. That's juicy. That's the right type of thinking to get back to a beginning, because no matter how far away the beginning takes you, it's going back to the beginning to see how it all started, to see whether or not all the levels from that beginning is worth repeating over and over again. And if it's not, we go back into the beginning and then change different variables to have a different levels of the game. It's kind of like the full energy. Can you see a new perspective with immature eyes while understanding the maturity for that leap of faith? It's very the full energy. Look at that. It said for the pages to become the king. And here we have the King of Pentacles. The King of the Kings that you want to see, that has control of everything. King of Pentacles. For why are you here? You're here for the King of Pentacles energy. Let's get down to business. I don't got enough time to play around. What is this? Must be a circus in town. Shut the shit down on these clowns. Can I get a witness? Hell yeah. You're your own witness to the game. You call yourself out. Alright. And then there are people who test the ego, and that's kind of the energy you don't want, and you're also not really bringing attention to. You're paying attention to other things to help you with the shit that you can't control. I feel like drama brings you here, Aries, but there's no drama to be found in this reading. That's how much you need to hear whatever it is that you need to hear, whatever that may even be. Alright? So why are you here as the King of Pentacles? How to harmonize. Oh, fuck me. I can't stand this card. Seven of Swords energy and how to harmonize. Great. Fabuloso. And there you have it, folks. You can't dabble in, I mean, you could do whatever the fuck you want. I can't say I can't. There you go, right? But you can. That's what I know I can't say. So let's try different. If you're a type of energy that dabbles and tiptoes in the religious dogmas of things, the theology of existence, the knowing that there's energy out there for you, call upon them. You call upon them because there's someone who prays. And maybe all of you pray. I don't know. But to understand my energies and how and what it means to follow my energies is that I don't really give a shit to pray. I sure as hell also don't believe in being on your knees with your head bowed down in order to pray. There's nothing you can receive in doing so. You're making yourself smaller when ether wants you to be taller, vaster, bigger, broader, and much more thinner of your emotions than you think emotional journey brings you towards life, and it doesn't. So the Seven of Swords comes and fucks things up. That's why I can't stand the Seven of Swords energy in any reading, really. Because it makes it very personal as to what needs to be either completely be removed from a person's life, whether it be a self-ego, personality, character, choice, attitude, or a way of being, or people. This is very situational, all right? But what it is, it's cunning. It's a cunning energy. Whether it's you're practicing that energy or people practicing it on you, it's about teaching you the ways of how deceptive is deceptive and the 360-degree angles it provides. It's not linear in the fact that people just take, it's 360. I'm not gonna break that down anymore. But there you have it. All right. How to harmonize is Seven of Swords. Being attentive to the way that you move and the way that you would uphold other people accountable should they know how you move. Because you do your best to kind of stay off the radar with how you are secretly spiritual, secretly in the manifestation of to get what it is that you want, who you manipulate, who you give a little bit of information or just the right amount of information, not to like give too much of yourself. There's a lot of tactic behind this energy here. So if the tactic fits, then fine, let it fit, fine. Right, but then there is no drama to the game that you can bring or hold other people accountable for bringing that same drama when you're the one in secret doing the same fucking thing. If you can't respect another person well enough to talk about their bullshit, just because you can't talk about your bullshit doesn't mean that it gives you right to hate them or dislike them for how rogue or rebellious they may be because of what they can say or do that might be off color, because you just in your ways of maneuvering in existence maybe pray for all that shit to never come into your life. You busy praying for all that shit not to come in your life as someone leaks information for licking the quote-unquote rebellious things in life, but then at one point you may have slept with this individual, you like this individual, you kind of love this individual, you kind of like this individual, or may even have a child from this individual. Whatever the reasons is that keeps you bound to this individual doesn't give you the right to hate them for what it is you may have never known, just because you are this secretive. We shouldn't be out here belittling people's characters here. You wouldn't have wanted to do it onto you, so we shouldn't be doing it to others. Alright, let's see what's in the birthing position for Aries. I think that's the most smoothest I ever really attacked the Seven of Swords energy for this channel. To be honest, I usually lose my shit way more than that. Alright, let's see what's in the birthing position. Ace of Cups. I mean, I feel it in the belly that someone yearns to be emotionally coddled, to be told that they are loved, that they do things that make others be prideful to be around and be part of in their life journey with them. There's a huge longing for this. Hey, Aries, I do wonder why the King of Pentacles is here. And that's a rhetorical question, because I think you can feel as to why the King of Pentacles is there. And you're more so concerned about the Seven of Swords energy. That might get away of your King of Pentacles energy. What will come fuck with your money? What will come fuck with your ego? And fuck with your intuition? And learning that the process of keeping that engaged is about understanding literally the foolery about the emotions. But going to them compromisingly here and unconditionally, naively, with naivete, like a child's spirit. Some of you have children and should look at the situation from a childlike perspective. Because a child's perspective here is the ultimate way that they teach you the King of Pentacles, something that you're proud of in creating, no matter who it is made from or with. And the innocence this child proves for being the constant fool energy, because it has the world to explore, and you, the parent, trying to limit the pain from traveling it so ignorantly. how to stay away from, and perfecting the Seven of Swords energy. Some things you kind of have to do white lies upon in order to create the fundamental possibilities of what true ownership of high accolades of King of Pentacles energy is all about. It's not about fake it till you make it. It's about understanding the fake and understanding the make it, and then navigating with both truths by none of it being a lie. Very interesting. Alright, I'm being told to gravitate to this deck, so it's a bit controversial. Controversial energies, right? Oh, shit is stuck, that's why. And it's because Ether really wanted to get down to business with you here. This is interesting. Take this deck. Fine. Up a little bit here. We have the Knight of Swords. Okay, I said earlier about the fish and pescatarian and shit like that. Your consciousness is like holding on to the bottom, like bottomless energy. And it's due to a lot of the things that you're eating and consuming that are just stuck, that need to be detoxed. You have the Seven of Wands energy, yeah. You can't see the true alignment of yourself because there's a detox that needs to happen. Eight of Swords. Sexual detox as well. I'm hearing someone's being loved incorrectly. And I'm getting also tradition. Two people can be together and have differences of cultures. That's the idea of being able to bring two cultures together and morph something new. But when one is not able to practice and self-identify within their own becoming, then it doesn't allow full maturity to be a compromisable act, to be able to bring the relationship to a better quality, a better stage. Just, it's an automatic imbalance, because if you're not accepting to certain ways that a person wants to just exist, then it might be because you just don't like that person. And the idea of what the energy could be is what you fell in love with. So you fell in love with the idea rather than liking the person. Page of Pentacles. Four of Wands. And the Sun. Too much of a good thing is bad. What that means is, if that felt like anything, then you have something that's fake. There's too much artificial light, either within you or around you. This could be like too much EMF radiation, too much 5G interruptions. This could be just like too much vitamins and supplements, too many medications, too many sexual partners, too many drinks, too many social gatherings. Too much isolation, too much depression, too much pulling away from emotionally from society and expecting so much of society. It's self-loathing. Oof, that hurt. Oh, God. Someone's been suffering from like stomach aches, stomach cramps, heavier flow of menstrual cycle if it applies. Anyway, any of that messages resonated, check out the description box below if you need my energies. So you need to discipline your rage, increasing more physical activity, doing more walks. Alright, we have Mut, or Mut, I think it's Mut. Being ordinary, number 19. Being is so difficult for someone. Because where you think you're being pulled to spending so many hours at work. That's not you being, that's you working. Some of you are too busy defining or chiseling the character definitive, like the characters or personalities or how someone should do something, rather than just letting them be. Letting them be ordinary. And being ordinary can also enclose energy or have energy that you still get to discipline and provide constructive criticism, because you can tell in that moment whatever's about to receive your becoming is accepting of it. So it's a compromisable state of being ordinary together at the same time. And even if it's a bit problematic because maybe there's misunderstandings, it's because there is a subtlety of accepting the moment to occur that compromise may be able to be sought after much faster than any other situation or time. We have Satet, fruitfulness, 27. you were either loved or loved at one point for being a loud personality. Whether you never even if you never felt like a loud personality, which is ironic because you're Aries, but even if you've never felt like a loud personality, the essence of you is loud and intriguing. And it's easily to want to produce with you, to desire you and to desire something to come of you. So there might be individuals here that have two different baby daddies or baby mamas due to the fact that what is to be enjoyed by you wants to also then be controlled by someone. That if you're lower vibrational, you're going to allow that to overshadow you and realize later on that it's not high vibrational for someone to latch on and to want to control and need and be codependent upon your existence and your time of flesh. The biggest journey you can honor with connections is that there is no dimensional space and time difference wherever you are. And the subtlety of need comes from a mere thought, and a thought can be so intriguing and definitive and loving that it can take away the need to be in the physical presence of someone, so that when the time comes you are in a physical presence, it's not hard to be ordinary, as in it's not hard to be who you are, because you're just 100% yourself and then 100% open to being receptive and available for another person's 100% self. So this confusing energy kind of gives me an idea that this is somewhat, it has a bit like 60% of the audience, however many they are dabbling with false twin connection, where they're in longingness of needing a counterpart. And it's not the role of the twin flame. Twin flame, there is no longing. There is a constant becoming, because even in the isolation, you're too busy becoming something. And because you're too strong and too powerful, you will never need the other individual. To get the human intellect to accept that is difficult. Especially when there's so many narratives like rom-coms and like marriage, pressure of society to be a parent, maybe to be a right parent, whatever that may mean to you. Alrighty, Aries, I'm being told to leave the messages where they are. I'm wishing you a wonderful morning, noon, or night, wherever you are in the ether of this time and space. And free to keep flowing, growing, and glowing. Take care.